As the friends ventured deeper into the heart of the Whispering Woods, the atmosphere grew thick with an unsettling stillness. The towering trees seemed to close in around them, their twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, eager to ensnare the unwary souls. The moon's light struggled to pierce through the dense canopy, casting eerie shadows that danced on the forest floor. A bone-chilling fog began to rise from the ground, wrapping itself around the group like a spectral shroud. Sarah's laughter, once filled with excitement, now carried a nervous edge as she glanced uneasily at the ever-encroaching mist. "Are you sure this is a good idea, Mark?" she whispered, her voice quivering. "This place gives me the creeps." But Mark's adventurous spirit was undeterred, and he pressed on, trying to mask his own growing unease. "Come on, Sarah. Don't let the legends get to you. It's just a spooky forest on Halloween night, nothing to be afraid of." Lisa, usually the skeptic, couldn't shake the sense of dread gnawing at her core. She noticed that the forest floor was littered with strange markings, symbols that seemed to pulsate with an eerie glow. "What are these symbols?" she asked, her voice hushed. James, ever the tech enthusiast, examined the markings with his flashlight and a sense of curiosity. "I'm not sure, but they look like some ancient language," he replied. "Maybe a forgotten script used for rituals or incantations." The air grew colder with every step, and their breaths turned to mist in the frigid night. The forest seemed to come alive with a symphony of whispers, a haunting melody that tugged at their sanity. Lisa's skepticism began to wane, replaced by a sense of primal fear she could no longer suppress. As they continued their journey, the woods twisted and turned, disorienting them in the depths of the night. Time seemed to lose its grip on reality, and minutes felt like hours. Panic set in as they realized that the forest was playing tricks on their minds, leading them in circles. Their flashlights flickered and dimmed, casting long, eerie shadows that danced like specters in the dark. The whispers grew louder, unintelligible words that wormed their way into their minds, causing them to exchange nervous glances. James struggled to keep his gadgets operational, but they seemed to have fallen prey to some unseen force. "This can't be happening," he muttered, his voice trembling. The group pressed on, drawn by an ethereal light that flickered in the distance. The glow seemed to shift and dance, beckoning them further into the heart of the forest. It was as if the forest itself was toying with them, leading them deeper into its dark secrets. The deeper they ventured, the denser the fog became, obscuring their vision and heightening their sense of disorientation. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, and Sarah's laughter turned to nervous giggles as she clung tightly to Mark's arm. Just as they felt they couldn't take another step, the fog began to thin, revealing a sight that sent shivers down their spines. An ancient stone altar, surrounded by flickering candles. The ethereal light that had guided them now emanated from the altar, casting an eerie glow on the surrounding trees. A sense of foreboding washed over them, and they exchanged uneasy glances. Yet, an inexplicable force seemed to draw them closer to the mysterious altar, a force they could neither resist nor comprehend. The whispers intensified, now more distinct, as if the spirits of the woods were calling out to them with an urgent plea. The air grew heavy with anticipation, and the forest seemed to hold its breath, as if aware of the pivotal moment unfolding before them. As they approached the stone altar, their hearts pounded in their chests. Sarah's voice quivered as she whispered, "We shouldn't be here. This place feels cursed." But Mark, intoxicated by the allure of the unknown, was determined to push forward. "We came this far. We can't turn back now," he said, trying to sound brave. The ancient altar loomed before them, its stone surface etched with mysterious symbols. James instinctively took out his camera, hoping to capture the enigmatic sight for their Halloween adventure. However, as he pressed the record button, the screen displayed nothing but static, a glitch that seemed to mirror the eerie energy of the Whispering Woods. Suddenly, a chilling gust of wind swept through the forest, extinguishing the candles one by one. Darkness enveloped them, and the air grew heavy with a suffocating malevolence. The woods seemed to come alive with a cacophony of spectral whispers, as if the spirits of the dead were trapped in an eternal torment. From the shadows emerged a chilling figure, a tall, ethereal woman with flowing black hair and eyes that glowed with an otherworldly light. Her presence exuded a mixture of sorrow and rage, her face contorted by an ancient grief. "You trespass upon sacred ground," her voice echoed through the forest, sending shivers down their spines. "The Whispering Woods demand retribution for your intrusion." Lisa's breath caught in her throat, recognizing the figure from the legends. The vengeful spirit said to haunt the woods, seeking revenge on all who dared disturb its domain. "Please, we meant no harm," Mark stammered, trying to reason with the apparition. "We only sought to understand the truth behind the legends." But the vengeful spirit was beyond reason, her anger fueled by centuries of isolation and sorrow. In an instant, the forest erupted into a frenzy of spectral activity. Trees swayed violently, the ground trembled beneath their feet, and the whispers grew deafening. Realizing the gravity of their mistake, the group attempted to flee, but the woods seemed to have a will of their own, twisting and turning to disorient them. Panic set in as they found themselves trapped in a nightmarish maze. Sarah screamed, her voice echoing through the forest, but the malevolent spirit showed no mercy. The apparition reached out, her spectral hands passing through their bodies like icy tendrils, filling them with a bone-chilling dread. James desperately tried to use his gadgets to escape, but they were rendered useless in the presence of such supernatural power. The group's courage had dissolved into sheer terror as they realized they were at the mercy of an ancient force beyond their comprehension. Just as hope seemed lost, Lisa's voice rose above the cacophony, pleading for forgiveness. With tears in her eyes, she confessed that their curiosity had blinded them to the consequences of their actions, and they had unknowingly disrespected the sanctity of the Whispering Woods. The vengeful spirit's eyes softened, and for a moment, her wrath seemed to wane. In a haunting voice, she spoke of the tragedy that befell her in life, the betrayal and loss that had led her to this eternal torment. In that moment of vulnerability, Lisa's genuine remorse touched the heart of the spirit. She realized that the living were not merely intruders, but souls seeking understanding. The forest fell silent, the whispers receding into a gentle murmur. The ethereal glow faded, and the vengeful spirit vanished into the shadows, leaving the group bewildered and trembling with awe. "Let this be a lesson," the spirit's voice echoed in their minds. "Respect the balance of life and death, for the Whispering Woods guard the secrets of the past." With a newfound reverence for the unknown, the friends made their way back through the twisted woods, humbled by the ancient power they had encountered. The forest seemed to release its hold on them, guiding them back to the edge with an unseen hand. As they emerged from the Whispering Woods, the first light of dawn began to break through the horizon. They exchanged solemn glances, knowing that their lives had been forever changed by the haunting encounter. From that day on, the forest remained a place of mystery and reverence for the villagers, and the Whispering Woods' secrets remained untold. Mark, Lisa, James, and Sarah carried the memory of that night with them, forever marked by the chilling encounter with the vengeful spirit. The legends of the Whispering Woods lived on, passed down through generations, a cautionary tale for those who sought to unravel the mysteries of the unknown. And as the darkness receded, the forest whispered its ancient secrets to the wind, preserving its enigmatic allure for eternity.